it. We'll see if we'll go. Bye. Fish. Fish. Harassing your guests with my fish. Yep, I see you do. You want a jellyfish? Here you go. Don't do that to hotel players. They hate it when you do that. Alright, go ahead and start a card game then. Right. Let's go. Duel accepted. Let's go. All right. So you will start first. Right. You can see my cards, which is fun. It's fine. All right, so the objective of this card game, should you choose to accept it, is to knock out your player's character cards. There's no health pool for the player themselves, just the cards that they have in front of them. Your actions are metered by the results of these D8 rolls, and you have to have certain elemental power or elemental dice to match the skills that you choose to use. You also can play cards. I'll explain what I'm doing as I'm going along in case anyone is interested. She just played a card that will gradually accumulate stacks and then eventually give her stuff. I think it gives her a draw and it gives her some energy. Turns are ended by either making an attack or by switching characters. And that's how it works. So we're going to an artifact. And we're going to summon Oz. The character's attacks are loosely based on what's done in the actual game, but the power levels have been slightly adjusted in order to kind of make it a better game. I think it's a slightly better game. And okay, switch to G, and we will call the end of my round. Cool. Mackenzie will have initiative on the next round, because she yielded first, very much like in Gwent, if you've ever played The Witcher. Oof, the dice are not kind to me today, but that's all right. We'll make it. We make our own luck in this game. So she will get to go first. She is all the kind of the dice were also not kind to Mackenzie, I see, because she just did a reroll card. So Mackenzie is actually maining one of my favorite characters, Ganyu, right now, which is pretty cool. I'm sure she's re-rolling dice. Food deck. Here we go. Food deck. It's a good deck design she's using. So that item she played basically it draws a food card when it's played, and every time you play a food card, you get another food card. So you always will have at least one food card. And so it can be very unexpected for other players when you've got all these weird and powerful food effects coming in all the time. So it's one of the card archetypes. So she's playing pretty strong right now. I love it. That's good. Kenzie is actually quite the talented card game player, as evidenced by her use of the Doctor Who card game as well. So I'm going to fish for some I'm gonna pitch her some better dice because I'm not happy with what I have, just like she did. We're gonna go all in. Let's see, can I get some dice so I can actually use the character that I have access to? We will see. Probably not. Gotta roll the dice. So yeah, this is how they do the tempo control in this game. So we're going to put up a shield, and then we're going to mess with her plans. Now that action it did two things. It swirled, which one of the Animo abilities is it pushes elements around on the field. So I took the Electro that was on her Ganyu and I put it on both Keqing and Diluc, her other two cards. But then another of the things that's characteristic of the Animo element is crowd control. So in this case, I have forcefully switched her to Diluc at the end of her turn, which, is what it is. And now for me, I have a cryo aura on my character, so she's ended her turn. But at this point, I am going to utilize an attack because I can. But I've still got turn, so that cryo aura puts my character at risk. So I'm actually going to switch to Bennett, who doesn't currently have an aura. Before her turn starts, or her Diluc character could trigger a melt reaction, which is Pyro plus Cryo, which does additional damage. So now I'm leading with a character that uses Pyro energy, so I want to get as many Pyro dice as I can, so I can take actions with my character. So I've got two Omni dice, which are like everything dice, and also the Pyro dice. And now she gets to go. She's got an extra dice because that card triggered a extra dice. Just an extra attack. The Ganyu card is an extremely powerful card, and she is using it quite effectively in this match. She's got, because of the Ganyu's card has an ability that hits all opponents, she can actually, you see, she played food, and then it gave her more food. And now she played a guy that gives you dice if you play food. So now she can play food, get dice, also get food. So it really gets out of control. So he's got a normal attack. Okay, now this one's free. I can effectively do that, and now she's not controlling Diluc anymore because Overloaded forces her to switch, just like the Animo does, because Overloaded is a crowd control skill that causes an explosion that knocks back enemies in the main game. So in this one, it forces her to switch to a different card. The nickname for this deck is the Disruption deck. The goal of the deck is to make the other player hate you. Hopefully Mackenzie won't hate me after this, though she probably will win at this rate, because she's doing quite well. All right. So, what shall we do now? So Bennett is definitely hurting. I have no good way to heal him, which is unfortunate. Switch to Ganyu, which makes sense. So now the Ganyu has a great ability now. If she can do her Frostblade arrow, she will be able to wipe out Bennett, whether I'm on him or not. So that's very unfortunate for me if she goes first. So now it is in my best interest to not let her go first. So that it doesn't really matter. I just played a card that will give me more re-rolls, which is also super nice. So, but she's not going to go first because I ended my round before she did. She doesn't, unless she has some way to get more dice, she will not be able to do anything about the fact that I've got initiative. She can probably play a card. She can switch characters. She can't do much more. She's playing a card. She's going to give gradual healing to her Ganyu. She's now out of dice. You do get to see how many dice your opponent has. And that will be the end of the round. She's going to get some more healing. I'm going to get some more cards to play as you draw 2 cards per round. Here we go. We're going to roll the dice. It's my objective now to get 3 or more pyro dice, or the little fires, so that I can use Bennett's skill, which is kind of like his burst in the game. It's very similar to his burst in the game. So now I have... So now I can play this guy, and play this. Now I can also play this.
みんながそばにいてくれれば傷なんて痛まない
Will also heal him, just barely enough to survive. And now she's trying to get some more Omni dice. Most likely she'll try to cast a burst effect from Ganyu. So that card she played allows her to convert 2 of her dice into universal dice or Omni dice, which will greatly increase her chance of being able to use the skills that she'd like to use. Which is most likely her burst, though we'll see how she chooses to play it out. Because those little stars that are filled in are the energy equivalent in this game. And each time you take an action, you get 1 energy. Some characters require 2 energy, some characters require 3 in order to drop their first attack. Okay, so she used her E skill, I believe, or something. I don't know what she used. She just did something. Oh, she just did a normal attack? I don't know exactly what she did. But she did something that gave her a shield. Yeah, did she use her E skill? I don't know what she used. She used this, I think. Physical damage. Tail of the Quillin. Why didn't it summon the card? That's interesting. I don't know why she hit with cryo. And then she's got okay, so the Ice Lotus is there, but it's not showing up as a summon. Maybe that's just how it works. Okay, I need to... It's the end of my turn. Almost ran out of time. I was too busy checking her card. So yeah, it must be that her E skill just gives her that little defensive box. Yeah, it gives her the little defense. I haven't played Ganyu in a while, I forgot. It doesn't actually summon anything that sits on the field. So on the right side there will be a room for summons, like the Oz character that I summoned earlier. In addition to, there's other things that give summons and things like that. So some food, which gives her more dice and also gives her another card. She's got 14 cards remaining, so she's pretty good on cards. He's got a lot of dice, so I expect that I will most likely be hit with a powerful attack. There we go. Powerful attack. Okay, I am done, which will give me initiative on the next round as well. To adjust myself a little bit. Lots of yummy food, which then gives her. I think Mal's effect only can trigger once per round, so she's not going to get, or per round. So she's not going to get the extra dice or the extra food on that second food play. But still very good. It's still a good card. It's a good way to build a deck. Okay, and phase. She's going to heal. I'm going to draw some cards. Full phase. So now I have an Onimo unit who's primary, so I will want to focus on at least getting some Onimo dice, which is the little wingy thing. It's supposed to be like a winged spirit, I believe. Okay, so I've got at least 2, which should be enough to do stuff, which should be good. So I can now once again force her to switch to Diluc. That also allows me to heal because of Bennett's Burst. Play the Leben card. Leben likes to pick up dice that you've left sitting along so that you can he can use them for later. He's a very useful card. I have 2 of them out right now. As you can see, if he can pick up 1 more, I will get more dice. So she doesn't have many summons. This is a late game card. I already have him out, so I've converted cards into energy by doing that. That allows me to continue to heal my character. But that's going to be as much as I can do, unfortunately, with her. So she's also doing what I did. She's converting cards into dice so that she can take actions. Yes, and I will say once again, Mackenzie is an extremely talented player. Most players I play, I just steamroll, and she's doing amazing. So key skill gives her a shield, also does a cryo attack, and the artifact that she's using also heals her when she does that. So I am going to end on her. So I've got initiative, but she's probably got 1 more action in her, for sure. She's got a pretty strong Ganyu that heals herself every time she uses her E skill, which is pretty good. So normal attack, that's what she can do. Normal attacks trigger that card to give me extra stuff. So I got some free cards from that, as she did a normal attack. Yeah, that card that was out there, every time a reaction occurs or somebody does a normal attack, it generates extra cards and extra stuff for me. And then those Lebens picked up the leftover dice that I had left, which now allows me to have more things to do later, which is very convenient. Fortunately, Bennett's Burst has now expired, so I am not nearly as powerful of an attacker as I was in previous rounds. Bennett's Burst makes attacks stronger and also heals the characters, so it's a very powerful combination. This is going to give me even more healing, which will annoy her probably. And it also summons a little spirit that will heal whoever my active character is. So this deck is about, it's got healing built into 2 of the characters, and it has the ability to force the other player to switch characters, either when an overload reaction occurs or when Jean uses her skill, which is quite useful. So she's throwing away her leave-in in exchange for a card which will heal in the between phase to help keep her cards alive. So you can only have 4 cards on the left side of this. And so if you want to play an additional one, you must choose one to discard. So if its effect hasn't taken effect or you don't feel like it's worth it, you can always discard the card, one of the 4 cards, in exchange for the new one you play. So there's your Frostblade Arrow, which hits all enemies. This is part of the reason I chose to heal. At this point, I'm going to force her to switch to Diluc. He has 1 dice remaining, which is not enough to do an attack, but it is enough to switch in order to protect her from the oncoming onslaught. I'm going to go ahead and try a reroll to see if I can get a little bit better in the world of dice. The chances are always low, but at least I've got... yeah. Let's just keep trying. That's all we can do. Let's hope for the best. Alright, so it's got a 2, which isn't quite enough yet. But I can always convert. Official's artifact is not necessary. Alright, we're going to force it again. And now she's going to be able to end early, which will then, of course, give her initiative in the next round, fortunately. For her. I will use this card to draw some more cards in preparation for next round. I will get healed in the end phase, just like she will. She got swirled by my effect, so because Diluc had an aura on him, my burst caused a swirl reaction, which then spread the damage across, causing all of her other cards to die except for Diluc. And there was almost nothing she could have done about it. That's why I forced her to switch when I did, is I wanted to force that reaction to occur. Now, she will be able to get a melt off, so that will do additional damage on top of any elemental damage that Diluc already does. She's going to use food to protect himself. She's going to try to survive this next round, because she can definitely do some serious damage if she can survive one more round. Because I believe his E skill does like 3 damage, and then the reaction will do 2 additional damage. So his E skill should defeat Jean. Jean should be knocked out with 1 attack. Down she goes. She's fine. And then I will go with Fischl as my replacement for her. And I will go ahead and summon Oz. Which won't do damage because she ate that food. But now I have 2 summons on the field. So unless she can defeat me in 1 round, the summon will defeat her Diluc. And I'll have the game. She will survive. And she didn't let me finish her off because she saw the end. So that was it. That is the TCG game. And Genshin Impact. I hope that Mackenzie enjoyed it. TG, good job. Yeah, now you put up a serious fight. That game was everything that I want a TCG fight to be, because there was a drama, and there was like Bennett with 1 health and then coming back from the back, and separated the win and a loss was like maybe 1 or 2 moves. You didn't make a single mistake. Like, that was just a power of the cards, lucky rolls, lucky draws, which is so much fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That is TCG in Genshin Impact, which is super fun.